Hello. Evening, ladies and gents. Oh man, we got a beast of a model to paint today. It's taken up the whole bloody desk. How's it going, Dave? Thanks for the YouTube follow, man. Are you going to be on Twitch or are you going to be on YouTube, Dave? You know what you want to do? You want to put Twitch on, watch that, because it's more interactive, and then just give me a cheeky view in the background, mate. Just mute thingamajig. Mute the YouTube channel, man, and that'll help with the old algorithm, mate. No, it matters, like 1 or 2 extra people, but I mean, it just adds up watch hours and things like that, man, so I'd appreciate that if you could do so. Yeah, it's quite an impressive beast, this thing, isn't it? I'm going to be using quite a bit of contrast paint on this, I think. Like the skin and the wood and stuff is going to be contrasty anyway. For sure. Looks like a mammoth task. Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that. I've said it myself already. Like, I've already said it myself like a couple of times. Like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's quite a mammoth task taking this on, and then it's like, oh god. Ooh, bit of an echo there, whoops. Anyways, let's crack on with it. I said I'm actually estimating quite a quick turnaround. Obviously not one stream, but I reckon I'll be able to get a reasonably quick turnaround on this. I'm going to try this Gravelord Grey. I'm not sure whether to... No, I'm going to put a couple of, like, tester bits on it first. Well, I watered that down too much, didn't I? It's almost there. Maybe I don't need to water it down. I kind of feel like the elephants, like their skin. Sub-lizard, how's it going? Is that Mitch by any chance? No, it's our man Colossus. Colossus, we got a new Patreon command for you, by the way. Maybe I'll put like just a little tad of like a sort of brown in this.
Mate.
Colossus, did I say something offensive? Sorry, mate.
Easy there, Neckbeard.
And like I said, for the regulars, man, if you could maybe pop me on in the background on YouTube as well, and just mute it. Have both streams running. That helps with the algorithm and all the rest of that.
Do not forget
stuff.
For you will all be called, and you will all be tested.
Oh man, something's caught my throat. Maybe I shouldn't have put this onto the palette. Okay, that's a bit too dark, maybe. We should actually get some grey in there. And you know what? I'm going to mix this into something else that I don't normally do. I'm going to mix this into this. See if I can like drip this and try not to waste all of that. It's a bit of a waste, but oh well. It'll be kind of like worth it in the long run. I think I'm just going to mix it all in there for now. Buff Stew, mate. This is your pachyderm, mate, on display. What's up with the coughing? I had a bit of a cold like a week ago, actually. I had 2 days off work and it's just like lingering, you know. Mate, I'm surprised, like, you know, the whole Warhammer Plus thing, like, they haven't done more with it. They've really dropped the ball there. I would have thought that they were going to go mental on it, but it's kind of like even worse. It's like just, they've like half-arsed it, you know what I mean? I think this paint might be dead. There's still some life in it. Actually a bit more life than I thought in there. Need to get some more coat d'arms paints on order. Maybe that's better. I'm going to need a lot of this, actually. That brush is too small, incidentally. I'm going to have to mix up a ton of this. This is going to use a lot of paint. So I'm going to have to do a couple of coats of this as well. I mean, really, this is airbrush time, isn't it? But I want to stay to tried and tested methods for now. With the airbrush, I'm gonna, you know, I need a bit of practice. I don't want to start using like an airbrush on something like this and then realise I've messed it up, you know. I need to get a bit of practice in with the airbrush on some of my own models, or maybe some donor models if somebody like doesn't, you know, as long as somebody, you know, not a big centerpiece like this. Like if somebody's like, yeah, Guff, I don't mind you, like, you know, trying some new stuff out on that commission, then that's where that comes in. But for something like this, it's not right to start airbrushing it, I don't think. Mate, I don't even use a wet palette. I don't really like them. And I know that's going to shock some people, but I generally paint fast enough and mix my paints fast enough that I find I don't really need a wet palette. It doesn't do anything for me apart from just make extra mess, and that's just how I like painting, you know. I know that's really unfashionable these days to not have a wet palette, but you know, you paint what you like, and I don't like painting like everyone else does, as you guys well know. Like, you know, I've got my own style, haven't I? And some things I think, you know, if they're not broke, don't fix it. I tried the wet palette, it just doesn't. The wet palette, I found, just doesn't lend it, you know, for more modern paints with more modern pigments, then maybe so, but I already found that a wet palette doesn't seem to lend itself to old school paints at all. It just dilutes them too much, and like it's just a waste of time, really. Well, that's kind of what I found anyway. And like I said, that's going to be an unpopular opinion, because everyone's got to do what all the latest YouTubers do and stuff like that, don't they? You know, oh well, you know, blah 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 said using a wet palette's the best thing. It's like, well, good for them. You know, it's not like there's a, you know, it's not necessarily a right and wrong way to do painting, you know. Especially if the result comes out alright, you know. I mean, there are limits to that, of course. I mean, some things you're just like, oh god, like... Ceramic or stainless for metals? What do you mean? I mean, like I said, everyone's got their own way of doing things, haven't they? And like I said, I was really excited about using a wet palette, to be honest. You know, I'd heard all this buzz about, you know, remember like a few years ago there was all that buzz about it, about wet palettes and stuff like that. But then, you know, when I came around to using one, I actually bought one as well. I mean, I could have made one, of course, but I couldn't be bothered, and I actually bought an army painter one, you know, set it up, and I was just like, this doesn't, you know, I used it for, you know, more than once as well. I used it quite a few times, and I felt like, you know, I should be using it, and then I was like, why do I feel like I should be doing something when it doesn't work? You know, everyone was just banging on about wet palettes, and how life-changing they were, but for me they just really weren't. It really wasn't. It was the opposite. It was a bit of a hindrance for me. Found that my workflow had actually slowed down using a wet flow, as opposed to sped up or made anything easier, you know. But I know for sure I'm in the minority, so. Do you reckon the YouTube algorithm's going to be nice to me today? I don't. Never is. The elephant could be a peanut holder. It actually could, couldn't it? Like, you could like put it like at the front of a bar, like, you know, on the bar or something, couldn't you? And put the put some snacks in the basket. I mean, I put a little YouTube short up today. If anyone wants to help me out and just give that a couple of views and a like, would be appreciated. It's just a little short of the Rogel Dawn song that I made, but it's already going pear-shaped, that one. It's like already, it's like I've looked at, like, you know, the first sort of viewing figures on it, and it's like, oh wow, 75% of people swipe away from that. I just don't know what to do, man. Like, you know, I think I'm just unlikable, to be honest. I don't think I'm ever gonna make it big. I think I've just got one of those faces, mate.
Mr. Sharp, sir!
How's it going, cuz? It's got nothing to do, no Bristol in my accent at all. There's elements of London in there for sure, but Bristol, mate, nah. Why Bristol? Like, you know, why would... You know, Portsmouth's nowhere near Bristol, mate. I saw Buddy Minis a couple of weeks ago. Saw Buddy Minis a couple of weeks, you know, he pops in on the stream and stuff. I really do like Buddy Minis, Ultramarines that he do. I think they're top class, man. They're like top tier. Like, he should have a greater following than what he does. Like, I think it's like airbrush work and stuff like that on his Ultramarines is amazing. I'm jealous, mate. He's actually the guy that inspired me to, you know, go give some airbrushing a go. Buddy Minis is the guy that's inspired me, and Mitch is the guy that's allowed me to do it with the gift of an airbrush. Because, I mean, Lord knows I can't afford one. I'd rather go down the pub, mate. You know, going down the pub ain't cheap these days, is it? I could have airbrushed this elephant, but we just had this discussion a few minutes ago, did we not? I said, yes, I could, but... I don't think experimenting on a large commission like this is the right thing to do. Ugh. I think the base coats and stuff are going to go on this really quick, but then it's going to take, you know, all the details and stuff, it's going to take a while. But it's going to start, it's going to, I actually do not think this mini's going to have a dog shit stage. I think it's going to look decent the whole way through. That's my hypothesis, because once where most of the you know, most of the base coats that I'm putting on it are going to be contrast, and it's got a bit of a zenithal on it already, I reckon it's going to just immediately look pretty decent and passable. It's literally just eating the paint though. I mean, really, for something larger like this, to save money, I should be just mixing some of my own contrast up. Shit. We almost lost the whole bottle of contrast then to the elephant's tail. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, mate. It's gonna, like I said, this is gonna come together quite quickly, I think. Like I said, I mean, it's the main part of this commission is not the elephant. It's the as I've said multiple times before, the main part of this commission was getting the troops painted. You know, getting that factory work out of the way of the crewmen. And, you know, really the straw, I don't need, you know, the straw floor, I'm not going to need to do much more else to that. You know, it'll be unnecessary. I mean, that part of the flooring is done, you know. I'm generally alright, mate. I could just 3D print myself some if I was like that worried about it, but I'm not really that worried about it, mate. I was wondering where that white was coming from. Oh, I've got to stop doing that. I'm going to be trying to keep this, you know, slightly clean, perhaps. The, what's this called? The drawing mat, right? Being a bit lazy there. You know, this is at the point where I'm thinking perhaps I could have sub-assembled some of this and not glued it on so tight. That probably would have been the smarter move, wouldn't it? But, you know, really, you know, there's no point in spending ages on these, like, underneath bits, because literally nobody's going to look there. Nobody's going to see those at all. I mean, let's see, already the elephant looks pretty decent. We got any randoms on YouTube? Or are we all Twitch viewers today? Come and say hello. The most depressing thing about having the sort of stream stats and stuff, you can see when somebody jumps in. Don't see their name or whatever, but you can see, like, you know, the viewership goes up and then, like, don't say nothing, and then, like, you know, 1 minute later they're gone. You're like, oh well, failed to impress them. Well, so long, suckers. What's the camera looking like today? Are we max detail? Can you guys see exactly what's going on these days? I said, I really do find the i4 cam or whatever is like so much better than the Droid cam that I was using previously. It's quite shocking, really. Percy Broad, impressed by this channel. Thank you, man. I was just saying about YouTube and like how it hasn't promoted me in any sort of way. I'm glad you popped in, mate, and thanks for the vote of confidence. What impresses you about the channel? There we go. I'm going to fish for some compliments now, make myself feel a bit better. Is it the first time on the channel, Percy? Please don't be a bot, Percy. Please don't be a bot, Percy. And then the question is, am I going to go with like a contrast red? I think I'm going to go like a dark contrast red and then build it up from there. And the contrast is just going to help kind of like attack the block, but with Games Workshop painting. Attack the Block, man, that's quite a decent film, that. Roadman. Can we get some can somebody activate a Roadman for our man on YouTube, Percy, there, please? Roadman Redcoat incoming. I hope so. As you can see, the man's repping. We got a longer Redman road coat, haven't we? It's
Black, are you dumb? Are you getting rude, man?
There we go. That's attack the block. Attack the colonies. Where are you from, Percy, anyway? And like I said, man, if it is your first time, Percy, don't forget to hit the follow button. Otherwise... Oh, you're from Camden, are you, mate? I'm from Pompey, mate. I'm from the mean streets of Portsmouth. We've got some bubblage there. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe smaller brush time. We don't want that dripping down, do we? I should have left this tail off. Maybe just glued it on with super glue so that if the worst does happen, it just comes straight off as opposed to snap. That's thick enough anyway that if the worst did happen, I could repair that easy enough. The most annoying thing is the bloody the spikes on the tusk, which are made out of crappy resin, and they've been pinging off every 5 seconds. Right, Dave Doggo, you were moaning about something that GW have done, right? The army builder app, right? But can't you just get there's the free one, right? Battle Scribe. Can't you just use that? And don't people say that that is better than the GW army builder anyway? So like, why does it matter that the GW army builder is now behind a paywall, you know? Is that like really an issue? Like, if it was me, I'd just be like, well, it's just a opportunity to use Battle Scribe for free. And obviously, if anyone wants to throw me any questions there, YouTube, Twitch, go for it. And if people are wondering why I seem to be talking to myself and not to you, look at the top, no, bottom left, and you'll see that there are 2 chats on the go. One is from Twitch and one is from YouTube. And I kind of put off streaming on YouTube for a long time, apart from just for special occasions and multi-streaming, and I thought, oh, you know, I'm going to try and do everything properly, but then realised that, you know, basically everyone apart from Muggins was multi-streaming, so sod it. Here we are multi-streaming. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm quite happy with how the stream looks these days. I think it looks professional enough, especially now that we've sorted out the camera as well. I think as far as hardware goes, yeah, I'm there pretty much for now. Now I've just got to concentrate on not being a bell, which is quite difficult. Really? How's it going? How's it going, Ryder? Are you happy for us to do a 2nd edition style Vindicator then, Ryder? I'll be looking forward to painting that. We'll give it like that will make like the gun red or something like that, and like the doors red, so it's a proper second edition ultramarine look. Non-Primaris painted stern guard. I mean, they're pretty much the same though, really, aren't they? It's, apart from the only difference that I noticed really from the modern stern guard compared to the second edition and third edition, whatever fourth edition they were, is that they've got like a Q, like behind the white there's like a cold blue, which looks better anyway. Now this is one reason why these army painter things are superior to GW contrast paints, is they've got an irritator or whatever you want to call it in there. Which is nice. Nice little touch. Thought I'd go for some calm music today. So most people kind of like tune into painting channels to mong out. And there's muggins here who just wants to like listen to drum and bass and stuff, but that's generally not why people are tuning into a painting channel, is it? To listen to the latest club bangers, unfortunately. Yeah, they come with agitators, and they're also in dropper bottles, which most people think is superior. Again, I'm a bit odd, just like how I don't really, you know, I'm not really up on the old, what were we just talking about, wet palettes. I prefer a hard palette. And I prefer pots to dropper bottles, because I find that with a dropper bottle I always seem to waste a load of paint. I can never get like the right amount out, whereas obviously in a pot you don't have that problem. You just dip your brush in and you know exactly how much is coming in and out of that, and like, you know, you don't end up wasting loads on the palette. I find that a dropper bottle is just like those really annoying tomato sauce bottles that they've got now that have got that like sphincter. You know, when you grab like a modern bottle of tomato sauce and you squeeze it, right, nothing comes out, and then you've got to squeeze it really hard, and then as soon as it does, it just splooges all out. And it's like, I don't like tomato sauce that much. I like only like a small amount of tomato sauce on certain meals. Like those like newfangled bottles are made for people who like to douse all of their food in tomato sauce or ketchup, right? What about you guys? Like, how much tomato sauce, or do you like tomato sauce? And if so, are you one of those sorts of people who just douses it in everything, like, you know, douses it on everything? Minging. I wouldn't say it's minging, but I'm not a big fan of it, but goes well on choice things. Like a little bit on a burger is good, and maybe that's all I'll put it on, actually, thinking about it. Just a little bit on a burger. I'm trying to think what else I would put tomato sauce on. Maybe bacon sarnie, a little bit of tomato sauce and a bacon sarnie. I had this argument with these people I used to work with, because like the boss was like, all right lads, we're getting you know, we're getting some getting some breakfast in. What do you guys want? And I went, I'll have a bacon sarnie, but can you put like can you get them to put a bit of mustard and a bit of tomato sauce on it? And it fucking sound like the way that they went off, as if I like shat in their dinner or something, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're like, what the fuck are you doing why are you fucking putting mustard on a fucking bacon sarnie, mate? What the fuck's wrong with you? You fucking weirdo. And that, I'm like, fucking calm down, mate. What, putting a bit of mustard on there? Do you put mustard in like hot dogs and that? And they're like, yeah, Garth, it's a bacon sarnie, mate. And I'm like, yeah, it's a bacon sarnie, and I don't mind a little bit of mustard and tomato sauce on my bacon sarnie. So just bloody ask for some, please. Like, what's up with that? That was when I was working for this skip firm. I was only on the phones, but Jesus Christ, that job was shit. Real shit. Oh no, we've got some bleed there, haven't we? Maybe a little bit too much of the old red stuff, look. Yeah, because where it's actually sort of like, it's almost like made to do that. Like it's funneling the paint downwards, like the angle. It's like a trap, like a paint trap. It's a trap. I mean, a little bit of red in it is not going to do much harm anyway. It's just going to kind of like darken the matting a little bit, because I mean, there's red in brown anyway, isn't there? So I said it's not a complete disaster, and it's real early stages anyway. So like I said, I'm just getting a base coat on. I know we can clean it up all later. No problems. Oh God. Mate, mushrooms just do not belong on an English breakfast. I'm sorry, mate. If you like mushrooms with your English breakfast, then I've got nothing to say to you. Because not only do mushrooms taste skank, but they permeate the whole English breakfast and make the whole English breakfast taste like mushroom. That's not on, chaps. That's really not on. See, my perfect English breakfast, right? I'll have eggs, bacon, sausage, beans, white toast, maybe a bit of butter on there, black pudding, bubble and squeak if they've got it, couple of hash browns. Did I say bacon? Of course we need bacon on there. And then that's the real deal, bro. It has to have black pudding though, otherwise I feel like if English breakfast don't have black pudding, it's missing something. Somebody's gonna go, yeah, it's missing the mushrooms. It's like, no, it's not missing the mushrooms. Not missing the mushrooms at all. Come on, YouTubers, keep us company. Come on, say hello. I feel like it's, you know, because there are less streams and it's, you know, YouTube's less interactive. It's harder to get you guys involved, man. Look at the Twitch guys chatting away. It's a challenge to you guys there on YouTube watching. Ask me a question, I shall answer. It's not a podcast.
Hello, my future girlfriend.
I am beset by the horror!
Thanks for the resub, Ryder. Oh no, not Ryder. Firelock, mate. Thanks for the resub, my friend. Hello, cuz. You double streaming this, cuz. You getting the stereo gaff. Yeah, man. That's what you should all be doing, man. Helping me out with that algorithm, mate. Double stream, get on YouTube and just watch me silently in the background. We can fool all the YouTubers to them thinking that, loads of people are watching this. Let's pump it out to more randoms. Let's grow the channel together. Like and subscribe, guys. Give me more money on Patreon. Please. Please. Speaking of, man. I hear Firelock's a good guy. Yeah, man, he's alright, man. Here he's some sort of reenactor. Chaps, can I interest any of you in some 40k vinyl? Have any of you got a record player and would like some sharp / 40k drum and bass to play on it? I need to start seeing who's going to be seriously interested. 20 quid will get you my brand, will get you my EP. So what's that, 4 songs? I was thinking about putting the Rogel Dawn song on there. What other classic 40k ones can we put on there? Maybe some of the newer ones I'm really happy with. Probably put Space Marines on there as well. Maybe the Slanesh song. It's coming out on mini disc. Yeah, man, it's coming out on mini disc, cassette. I'm gonna do a Betamax video. Music video is going to be on Betamax, of course, the most popular of formats. I can't remember seeing a Betamax when I was younger. I mean, I know they like existed, but I just can't remember them at all. Mate, who needs a HD DVD, mate, when you got Laserdisc, mate? I'm going to put them on Laserdisc as well. So that you can play them on your BBC Micro CD-ROM. Or not even CD-ROM, your BBC Micro Laser-ROM, if that's what they were called. I remember thinking that was like the absolute dogs, mate, like in the school library. They had a BBC Micro, and then it had, basically it had like Google Maps before Google Maps was a thing. It was like, take a virtual tour of somewhere. And it was just like, you know, obviously just a series of different pictures loaded onto the Laserdisc. But like I said, it was basically Google Maps. I can't remember, it was like called like, you know, it was called like something like, you know, like the BBC like City Project or something like that. I remember just thinking that was insane, you know. I mean, if I am going to release the vinyl now, it might be worth me... I think the actual coffin is coming from the paint fumes from the undercoat, actually, on this, because obviously where it's so big. I think that's why. I think that's what's tickling my throat, thinking about it. And like taste the cancerous fumes, I think. I do have a little bit of a headache as well, so that's what I think it is. Maybe I should have like sprayed this yesterday and then let it sort of settle a little bit. But you live and you learn, don't you? Oh man, I had some interest on Etsy for some of my Plague Marines, and then, you know, they're ready to go. And the geezer was in Canada. I gave him his price, and I said, look, mate, I'm going to have to add VAT charge onto this, because when you ship into Canada, like, you know, I gave him a more than fair price. And I was even giving him a bloat drone, because it's a little bit damaged for like with pre-painted bloat drone. A little bit of damage on it for like less than what a new one costs. So you got the commission and like basically a half price bloat drone. Still too much for him. He hasn't come back to me. It's like, I don't know what people think, man. They're going to be able to get like commission models for like less than the price of the actual model. Do you know what I mean? And oh, thinking about this commission, you know, how much is it going to be? Reel off a load of shit, and I'll just go, look, mate, this Terminator squad is going to cost this amount. Before I price anything up, does that sound reasonable to you? And they're like, oh, I didn't realise it'd be that expensive. It's such a waste of time sometimes on Etsy and that. Like, just... keep looking at those tusks, and they want some paint on them. Yeah, £1 per model, mate. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, so you can tell by the language that some like people like look like, you know, oh, do you fancy painting this? And it's like, do I fancy painting it? It's like, it's not like you're doing me a favour by giving me your models to paint, you know. So yeah, I do fancy painting it if you want to give me £1,000, because that's how much that's going to cost for a commission that big. Didn't realise it'd be that expensive. Oh, it's crazy prices. It's like, not crazy prices, mate. It's like, I'm not a slave. That's what it is. I mean, I've had people like say, like, send me pictures of Golden Demon stuff before and say, can you paint this? And I'm like, look, mate, I'm not, like, for a start, that example you've given me is like months and months of paint on, like, some guy painting one model for months and months and months. There's no way I can, you know, I can't actually paint to that standard. And the price, you know, that you're going to be, you know, you're going to be paying for something that's that good is going to be insane. My suggestion is that you ask some guy from like Eastern Europe or something like that, because there's no way, you know, you're going to get a British guy that's going to paint, you know, an actual commission painter like that that's going to paint something like that for, you know, the price that you're thinking. And that kind of, you know, and that kind of style, that kind of boring heavy metal style now as well, that like a lot of people want, is just like not something I'm not interested in. I mean, obviously the heavy metal paintings, I mean, obviously it's good. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, it's just really not my taste these days, the modern GW heavy metal. I mean, whenever I see, like, you know, pictures of, like, you know, from the 2nd edition rulebook and stuff, I always just think, man, those models look so cool. Buddy, mate, we were just talking about it. Somebody was talking about you earlier, Ben, and was saying they haven't seen you for a bit. Have you not been streaming, or just been busy, or? I said that you were still around and that you pop into the channel every now and then. Another life stuff. Yeah, life gets in the way, mate. Life finds a way. Tell you some good news though. I thought it was Monday today, and my missus said no, it's not, it's Tuesday, and I'm like, sweet, one more day closer to Friday. Speaking of Friday, chaps, I think I might have said earlier, I'm going camping this Friday, so music stream I'm going to move to Thursday. Some guy on Twitch, right? Because I was streaming in the Warhammer channel, and I was doing like a full 40k set. Some guy came in on Twitch and went, "Can somebody explain to me how this is Warhammer? I don't understand." It's like, mate, like, are you dense or what? Can you like hear what the samples are saying? These are all like samples from Primarchs and stuff like that, you know? Like, I know what he thought. He was gonna like tune in and be playing like some like symphony orchestra stuff, like battle music. No, mate, some battle rave is what we were playing. I'm saying what I really need to do is I need to get myself onto somebody's like what's it called? Like tournament list. Like, you know, so when the tournament's over and people are having a few beers or whatever, I need to pull out, you know, because I've got portable gear as well. I need to rock up and go. They need to go, you know, put on the flyer or whatever it is and music from DJ Oldhammer at the end or something and just rock the place live and stream it as well. Get the Neckbeards, some glow sticks. Throw out a few beers into the crowd as well. I don't know, it's probably something, you know, probably illegal, isn't it? Throwing out beers into the crowd or whatever these days. That could just be a complete disaster though. It could also be the greatest moment of those Neckbeards' lives. I do miss playing live music now to an actual crowd. I feel like that was something easier to do when I was in Japan and China. Just because you're a foreigner, they're like more willing to like give you the benefit of the doubt, and they're kind of like, oh cool, we've just got a foreigner on stage. Whereas here, it's going to be like, how many followers do you have? And like, you know, and like they're not really, you know, what kind of music do you do? Oh right, can you play like this? And you play this. Like, no mate, I make my own dance music. Like, I can't play requests and stuff, mate. I make it. No, it's a little bit out there for us. We're looking for something a little bit more mainstream, but thanks for the interest. You know what, mate? Fucking sod off. Go and listen to Kanye West then or something. Get your little fucking DJ to play that. Maybe a bit of bolt thrower. Yeah, it didn't like... There's like an issue of White Dwarf that actually came with a free LP, right? And it was like a flimsy, plasticky, free Bolt Hammer LP, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chaps. That is true, isn't it? I remember seeing it. You can play Agadoo. I've got Two Little Boys by Rolf Harris, and I'll follow that up with a couple of R. Kelly bangers. Is that going to get me thrown off the internet, that joke? Mate!
You will be punished.
I thought all the tusks were done then, but he's got some random little ones there. Who was it was asking? Double punish? Who is it who was asking about Buddy earlier? Was it Dave Doggo? Right, I think we'll get the old... Thanks, Ryder. I need to make McPherson his Patreon intro. He still doesn't let me know what to get. I'm just going to have to surprise him with something. There goes the vape. Some little think we're at what? I think these bits should be like a dark brown.
Do it.
Rambo, how's it going, mate? Atmosphere, mate. Yeah, it's the gatekeeper, mate. Apparently I am the gatekeeper, apparently. So all that dumb sort of gatekeeper stuff, man. It's like, I'm allowed an opinion, mate. What sort of gatekeeper comment is that? It's not. It's a comment, mate. It's my opinion. Like, didn't say you can't do it. I'm just saying I don't really like that.
I am the gatekeeper.
You know what? I've never actually played the original Atmosphere. I've only played the Harbingers, which I actually noticed I've still got in my attic. And I've got like a quite rare add-on for the Harbingers called like Soul Keepers or something like that. And that's up there as well. And it's all pretty much mint, you know. Has been used. We played it a good few times, but it's you know, it's in good nick. No, we used to play it when we were kids. In the actual original atmosphere where those memes are coming from, I've never actually played that. That version, anyway. Come here, Rambo. You been here before, mate? First time, or? Got a feeling you've been here before, haven't you? Maybe for one of the music streams? I'm gonna have to start remembering YouTube people and not just the Twitch people. Buff Stu, are you still there, mate? What do you think of your mini so far, man? You happy with the progress? In case people are wondering what I'm doing, this is a commission for our man Buff Stew in the chat. And if you are interested in a commission, hit me up. Although, I've got quite a severe waiting list at this point. But now, all of those squig hogs are done, man. We're going to go ham on these commissions now, man. I'm just I'm gonna get them done, man. I'm out of the rut now. It's finally, the pain of the squig hogs is over, man. It's done. Might actually take the squig hogs advertisement off of my Etsy store, just because I never want to paint any ever again. Doing impressions of the Primarchs. Bloody hell, how long ago was that, man? On YouTube, doing impressions of the Primarchs. That must have been a while ago. I haven't done anything like that for a little bit. I find that, you know, when I'm painting my own models, I'm a little bit more, I'm more relaxed and I can like interact with the stream. Whereas if I'm painting commissions, I'm really concentrating a lot more, and you know, I haven't got the freedom to just like muck about and do funny shit because I've actually got a job to do. You know, sometimes I think that, you know, maybe I should just bin off the commissions and go back to that. You know, but then. Mate, you know, like, just with cost of living crisis and stuff, man. I mean, the few commissions that I do pick up actually do seriously help me out. At the moment, you know, it's become a necessity now. I mean, I've said it multiple times, man. I mean, My real dream is to just be able to pull the trigger and just go, look man, I'm doing this full time now. We're not nowhere near that yet.
Garth has many strange theories. Broccoli coming from space is just one. I don't like broccoli. I don't eat it as a rule.
Yeah, I do have many crazy theories, man. One crazy theory is that maybe I could, maybe one crazy theory is that, you know, like I said, I could stop working for the man and just work for me one day doing this. That's the dream. That's the actual dream now. It's to go full-time internet and just do me. It's already been 3 years though, you know what I mean? They normally say, you know, if you haven't, you know, if something hasn't happened by 2 years, then it's probably not going to happen. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Oh, cuz, don't say that, mate. You know, the blobby marine went viral. Like, somebody put it up on the bloody thing, didn't they? Somebody put up my blobby marine on, what's that crap app called? Twitter, right? Somebody used my blobby marine, didn't credit me or anything, man, and then got like thousands and thousands and thousands of retweets of the blobby marine. I'm like, fucking hell, man. That could have been the breakout, you know what I mean? Who is it who spotted it? One of you guys spotted it, didn't you? And said, Garth, isn't this your video, mate? Yeah, there was a couple of people said. A couple of people. I mean, I know what I've got to do. It's just, ugh. I haven't got the time to do it, man. It's like videos like the Blobby and things like Thomas the Wank Engine and stuff like that, man. That's where I could get a ton of views and things like that. But where have I got the time to make and edit a video like that these days, you know what I mean? Where I'm doing this, where I'm doing commissions. Sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe if I'd have just concentrated on YouTube only and then moved to streaming, you know, once I had sort of a dedicated base. I don't know, man. Like, if I did this over again, I would definitely, you know, I'd do quite a bit differently. It's all learning, isn't it? And I think things are I think it's a bit late for me now to just up sticks and change everything completely and do that. And like, I just, you know, I'd have to actually just end, you know, I just would have to stop the stream. An audition to Nightmare. That's not me, mate. That wasn't my story. That was a mate of mine. And it ruined his life, mate. Could have been on Nightmare, mate, and got denied. Still bitter to this day. Do you feel like they could bring back Nightmare and it would do well? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, kids would still watch that, especially geeky kids, right? And, you know, with, like, improved graphics and stuff that aren't on an Amiga. And, you know, loads of people play D&D and things like that, man. I feel like, you know, Nightmare would take off again. Do you reckon there's a market for Nightmare? You know, what could you do to, like, bring Nightmare into, like, the 21st century? What could appeal to the young'uns? Nightmare on Instagram. Get Logan Paul to host it instead of Traegar. Jammer. Mayor Jammer. Who the hell's that? Yeah, grown-up version of Nightmare as well. How grown-up though, eh? How grown-up are we talking? Nightmare porn. Why not? Spell the password. C-U-M. That's the wrong password. Ooh, nasty. It seriously was an awesome TV show. Didn't Ashens like do a one-off special? You know, Ashens, the guy that like reviews tat on his sofa. Didn't he do like a? Didn't he do a Nightmare thing? Got the mooslings. Oh, is it all on YouTube? What, all of Nightmares on YouTube now? See, that was quality programming, mate. Makes a good binge watch. Yeah, maybe I'll... Is it still good, like, watching it as an adult? Like, you know, not just nostalgia, I mean, like, you know, actually watching an episode of Nightmare. Can you get into it? I think this might be the most challenging bit, is getting these little bits of wood done. Getting a bit hungry. How long have we been streaming now? 5 to 10. If I want to start streaming most days, I've got to be conscious of burnout. Like, maybe a series of shorter streams is better than, you know, these horrendously long streams that I end up doing sometimes. Marathon, sort of. And I keep saying I'm going to make a schedule, right? I've basically got a Friday schedule, which I've messed up already because I'm going camping this Friday, and then Friday after that I'm going to Brum for music. I mean, maybe I could... No, I can't. I was going to say maybe I could do a quick music stream from Brum, but I don't think that's going to work. It's possible. Could do like a little... Maybe I'll speak to Zen about that. See if it'd be possible. I don't have a laptop. If I had like a laptop, I could just take that round. And you know, it'd be ready to go, wouldn't it? I suppose I could just take the actual PC, I'm sure I could hook it up. Bollocks, man, these bloody things, I'm not going to stick them back on when they fall off. I'm going to put them in a pot and stick them back on at the end. Stupid. Fine cast shit. Snapped off about 50 bloody times now. Now chaps, this is annoying, but it's nowhere near as annoying as doing trim. On Gilliman or some other such thing. Feel sorry for all those guys who got those Horus Heresy armies, man, because every single Marine in your army or whatever you've got to do, they've all got trim, haven't they? Break for 5 seconds. Should we have a look and see what sort of views my latest YouTube short has done? It's got about 12. Should have depressed myself. Gaff, your music's good, but you gotta stop doing 40k in sharp. No. Never. Never. It's at 24 views and it's a YouTube short. Yeah, the algorithm's just gonna bury it now. Probably get up to 500 views max, I reckon, and then that'll be it. That'll be its entire lifetime is just gone. It's really weird, like sometimes like a video will like take off on TikTok and you put it on YouTube Shorts and it gets nothing, and then like, you know, vice versa. %23% of people who saw it watched it. Seriously, man. No wonder why I bother trying. Do wonder. You'll get there eventually, everyone does, do they? Colossus and Mitch, are you guys there or are you playing Gladius? So I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm going to need some sort of downtime and almost knocked the paint over again. I know, we'll keep plodding along. I think we'll be back at this again tomorrow. Ugh, dearie me. I'm actually pretty tired, I realise. I almost fell asleep before this stream. I was just sitting at the desk and like almost nodded off. Maybe that's what it is. And that's where my lack of will is coming from at the moment. Also, it's pretty warm in this room. It was alright earlier. How do you guys deal with hobby fatigue? I mean, when you're not streaming, hobby fatigue is, obviously it's a thing, but like it's not, you know, it's not as much as an issue, I think. But like for me, obviously if I get hobby fatigue, so I've had it where I've, you know, not streamed for 6 months and stuff, haven't I? Sometimes I've just gone, oh fuck me, I can't do it. You know, what do you guys do to get over that? New Sharp book coming out. They're written by the same bloke. Do you reckon they'll ever do like a Sharp film? I suppose not really. Has anyone seen the Napoleon film? Is it any good? Sean Bean's too old. Yeah, I know. I mean, they're not gonna cast Sean Bean anyway, are they? As Sharp. Maybe he could be like in it, but he's not gonna be Sharp, is he? Yeah, like you said, he's too old. But I mean, like, you know, do you reckon they would ever do a film? Like, you know, if it could be too problematic for modern audiences. Yeah, I know, but like you said, he's too old, right? So you'd have to recast him, right? I know that's sacrilege, but you know, it would have to be done, right? Or there'd be no new Sharp film. You know, that's just the way it is, right? I know, I mean, they could just find some unknown actor, right? I mean, of course, he's never going to be Sharp, is he, right? He's never going to be Sharp. I mean, you know, you can find someone to put their own spin on it. It's like, have you ever seen, like, Star Trek The New Voyages? Like a fan-made original series? Like, there's a bloke that's in that. And like, he's not Kirk, and he kind of like doesn't try to be. Like, is it New Voyage? You know, it's a fan-made one. It's not whatever the modern Star Trek is. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what it's called. Star Trek Phase 2, I think it's called, actually. And it's got a bloke in there that plays Kirk. And you know, he's not Shatner, and he's not ever going to be Shatner, but like there's stuff that he does that, like, you know, you're still like, that is still Kirk, and I like this Kirk. You know, if they could pull it off, because like you said, I mean, he's never ever going to actually be Sean Bean. Still needs to be a Yorkshireman. Maybe they could get my boys to do it. We get Ryan, my boy Ryan, to be it. Somebody was saying on stream, was it yesterday? Like somebody was saying that the deeper you go into the UK, like, you know, the more crazy the accent gets and stuff. And it's like, what do you mean by the deeper you go into the UK? Like, you know, it's, do you mean outside of London, mate? Like by deeper into the UK? What is it? It doesn't, like, the country's too small, do you know what I mean? Deepest, darkest UK is like, doesn't really... That doesn't sit well with me, do you know what I mean? Unless he means the further north you go. And it's like, you know, people always go on about the British accent, right? It's like, what is the British accent, mate? Because I don't know anyone who speaks like that. Actually, I do think I've done it. Colossus, you've got quite a standard accent. My mate Dale's got quite a standard accent as well, so actually I'm talking shit. Sir Pat. Patrick Moore. Who's Sir Pat? Yeah, that's... Oh, Patrick Stewart. Where is Patrick Stewart from? Patrick Stewart is sharp. Patrick Stewart's about 80 now, isn't he? Star Trek Picard was so bad. Like, unwatchably bad, not even, like, funny. Something that annoys me about YouTube, man, is that, like, all of those, like, the live features are, like, blocked off to me. Even though I've got over 1,000 subbies. I might have to think about calling this an end soon, because I'm starting to do silly things. Starting to do silly things and cut corners because I'm feeling tired. And you know, that's all that's going to do is, you know, make trouble later. I kind of want to get all of these like wood bits done. We're not done with the base coat yet, unfortunately. I would have bet money that I could have done the base coat today, but it'll be better if I can, you know, again, not burn out, and kind of be fresh and excited to continue this tomorrow. You get me, fam? Also, I fancy a sandwich or something. Fancy a cheese and mayonnaise sandwich with some salt and pepper in it. Exotic, I know.
Lad, are you dumb? Are you getting rude to man?
Huddersfield. Do you remember when Patrick Stewart took the piss out of James Corbyn because James Corbyn was being a dick and everyone like laid into fucking Patrick Stewart? Now everyone knows that James Corbyn's a massive cock, right? And like nobody, you know, Sir Patrick was correct. I think most people in Britain knew that James Corbyn was a grey A bellend. I have no idea how that guy broke the US. It's like, what did James Corbyn of all people do that got him so popular? Car karaoke or whatever that shit was. It's like, seriously, man? Is that what you normies want? Is that what entertains a normie? It's because he's a bellend, that's what entertains the normies. Yeah, I mean, I kind of answered my own question, didn't I? Would anyone here consider themselves a normie? Or does anyone, just out of interest, I mean, we're all watching a stream and I'm performing the stream, right? Is there anyone here who would consider themselves a normie or like watches normie TV? Like the thought of watching like Love Island or fucking like X Factor or something like that, like just the thought of it just makes me want to fucking vom, mate. So when I hear like my mum or someone like they're watching like ITV or watching some crap game show or something, I'm just like, what do you get from this? And then again, you guys are sitting here watching a 38, soon to be 39-year-old man painting a fantasy elephant. I'm sure they probably feel the same about us, don't they? Let's be honest. Since before COVID, I mean, like watching like actual TV like that, man, I cannot remember. Like, you know, last time would have been Christmas. You know, like when you go around like your parents' house or something like that, and like they've got normie TV on at Christmas. That's probably the last time I actually watched TV. It would have probably, it's definitely around my dad's house because my dad watches normally TV with his wife. It would have been around there. Like maybe after dinner or something, but like I literally like give me 20 minutes, mate, and I'm like, sorry Dad, I'm gonna have to shoot. Like, the TV is fucking terrible. What was the year when 40k YouTube became like a thing and hobby YouTube and stuff like that became a thing? Because for the longest time there was like almost no hobby channels, right? And very few people making 40k content. When did this all explode? And can anyone put their finger on like the exact sort of moment, or like what was the sort of trigger point for, you know, COVID was one, right? But before then, right, everyone started just suddenly out of nowhere. It seemed like everyone started doing hobby streams and stuff, right? And all these lore channels suddenly appeared and things like that. You know, where did that, you know, what's Warhammer is normie now? Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? I mean, that's probably what it is. But you've probably answered the question there, is that Warhammer's just become so mainstream now, and that's where all of these channels have come from, right? The fact that like it's no longer the property of neckbeards like us, man. It is normie now, isn't it? Seems to be. Like I said, what was the moment? Like, you know, when, like, you know, what year, and like, you know, do you think that, you know, what was the trigger point? When did it suddenly just happen? Because it felt like there was no, you know, you used to get one or two like lore channels, like one or two, like literally one or two, like things like One Mind Syndicate were like and Commissar Gamza were like the only sort of offerings out there for a long time, right? I mean, obviously they weren't the only ones, but like for a long time, you know, I have no idea how One Mind Syndicate keep going, to be honest. But, you know, you didn't hear that from me. I don't want to rag on them because they seem like alright people, but is anyone going to help me out with that? When was the trigger point? Or when do you think the trigger point? Because I can't really put my finger on it. It just seemed like out of nowhere, like people like Squidmar and all of that kind of stuff just came out of nowhere, right? Felt like it did. I mean, even when I first started my channel, there was far less hobby streams, a lot less hobby streams. That's why I thought I had a chance. Still, how foolish I was. I think I went wrong when I started taking the piss out of Primaris Marines. Or maybe I just went wrong when I stopped doing... Oh, God's sake.
Wrong.
Yeah, look, lucky I pinned that. Right. I think, seeing as his tusk's fallen off and two of these stupid spikes have fallen out, I'm going to call it there, because the main bulk of... What's it called? The main base coat is done, isn't it? The main base coat is done, and that's quite, you know, that's a big, you know, it's been a big mission. We've done a lot of, we covered it, we did do a lot of work. Colossus and Mitch, are you guys going to be about at all? Or are you guys hitting the sack? I know you're hitting the sack, Colossus, you're hitting the sack at about 5 PM these days, mate. Remember back at university, man, you would have been up until like 4 or 5 in the morning at least. At least, man. Right. Oh, still here, Rambo, man. I thought you'd gone home, mate. Thanks for sticking around. Maybe see you on Thursday for the music stream. Maybe see you tomorrow for more elephants. Right. So it's looking alright already, isn't it? Look, let's spin it round that way because the tusk fell off, but that's already beginning to take quite decent shape. You can see where the model's going, can't you? You can see, you know, you can in your mind's eye, open your mind, Quaid, you can see it. You can see you see where it's going. Right, my wits are rapidly failing me. I've had enough of YouTube and Twitch for today, so take care of each other. I'll see you tomorrow for more trunkage. Naughty elephant trunkage. I'm still streaming, by the way. I think YouTube's still on. Yeah, it was still, part of it was still on.